Alright, we're going to start isometric drawing, and what you need to know about isometric drawing is it's a type of 3D drawing. In fact, the big word is axonometric. 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 And what that means is that this type of drawing is rotated on an axis, so that you have a leading edge. Here's the leading edge coming up here, and that will form the that's the leading edge, which is the edge closest to you. But it also means that these here on this axis, that's the isometric axis, is rotated like so that this edge here is on 30 degrees and this edge here is on 30 degrees. You can imagine the picture plane here, and these lines here are 30 degrees. So we have a leading edge, and it's rotated so the sides are on 30 degrees to the picture plane. The next thing you need to know is that the sides, or everything that's going in the same direction, is going to be parallel. So here we have our parallel lines. This line here is parallel to this one, which is parallel to this one. So everything is going in the direction of the axis. This is parallel to this, which is parallel to this. This is parallel to this, which is parallel to this. And so it is what we call paraline, a paraline drawing. Everything is parallel to each other. So, paraline where we have parallel, I don't know how to spell parallel. So we're going to start our instrumental isometric drawing with these little exercises here for a metal dais and some steps. Let's start with the steps. Of course, we're going to need our T-square, our sharp 2H pencil. I'm going to use a pen so that you can see, and we're going to need our 30-60 degree set square. How do we start an instrumental drawing? We align our page to the T-square. So here my page is aligned down the bottom to the bottom of the pages. You can see, you may be able to tell it's aligned to the top there. And we're going to start with our isometric axis. Let's just get a pen that's the right shape and size. So, we start with an axis. That's number one. We're going to start with our isometric axis. Zoom up here. And on this exercise, it's given to us, so we just want to connect our set square in 30 degrees, going that way. Turn it over like a book. Come up that way, and then plug it in with the perpendicular line coming straight up. How far? Just so far, at least 60 millimeters, but we're not measuring yet because all our lines are light as can be, so light you can barely see. So that's our axis. Now we're going to start. Our second step is we're going to do the crate which is the outside bounding box. Now in doing this exercise, please understand that we are not copying this one here. This drawing is in oblique. So we are translating this oblique view of the steps to an isometric view, which is with using this isometric axis. So to do our crate, we are going to measure 60 millimeters across here, 60 millimeters across here, be very accurate, and 60 millimeters up here. Okay, remember to lean over your ruler and your T-square so you're getting very accurate measurements. With those points, we can produce the rest of our crate. And the back part. Next, we want to do the inside details, or the outside details. Let's do the outside details. The outside details will be the details that fall along the face of the object. So we want to divide this into the 60 into 3 steps. In order to do that, we need to either do some math or divide up this line geometrically. We can do it with math. 60 divided by 3 is 20. And so I'm just stepping off 20, 40, and the top one should be 60. And I'm going to produce these lines very lightly. Light as can be, so light you can barely see. Again, I'm going to divide up this 60 into 20 and 40, steps of 20. With that grid, we're able to get the outline of our stairs. So my next step is to pull these lines across. So here we're doing the inside details. And these inside details fall across here, and this is on the back face of the cube. Here the steps are terminating, and these should link up if we've been very accurate. Alright, our next step here is to do presentation lines. And so we want to now do some presentation lines, which are black, bold, and beautiful. Of course, I'm using a pen to produce these so that you can see them. So there we have our steps, and our next exercise is to do the metal dais here. Now we're going to follow much the same process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yet for this one, which is slightly more complicated, we'll do this over here. So step number 1 is we're going to do the axis. Step number 2, we need the measurements of length, width and height for our outline bounding box or the crate. So what we have on this one here is a measurement of 60. That sounds familiar. Let's put it this way. And a height of 30. And a width of 45. So number 1 was we have our axis. Number 2 is we're producing the crate, and we've just measured length and width and height. Recall that all of these lines should be light as can be, so light you can barely see. Here's the back of the crate. At step number 2, we have produced our outline bounding box. Step number 3 is to do the outside detail. So let's have a look at this. We've got one step that's 20 high and another step that's 10 high. So this 30 is divided up into 3 even steps, 10, 20 and 30. In the width here, we don't know where these are divided up, but let's assume that this is 20, that's another 20, and that's another 20 for the full 60. So let's divide it up. We'll do this with math. 60 divided by 3 is 20, plus 20 is 40. Do these lines up here. And they come across. And these lines here, just got to lean over to see that this is accurate. And put a little mark on 10, a little mark on 20. This one's connected to this one. So we've got the outside detail here. That's the shape of our metal dais. We'll bring this across to the other side of the crate. We'll bring this across to the other side of the crate. We don't know where that stops, somewhere here. In fact, it stops right here. And that's the back side of the crate. This comes across. We don't know where it stops until we draw this line here. So now we've done the inside details and the outside details. Number 5 is the favourite part, is the presentation lines. Now I'm not going to do much talking anymore, except to do these presentation lines. And so feel free to speed up the video. And there we go, we have it. Our steps and our metal dais. And beautiful isometric drawings with instruments. We're done. Thank you very much.